Hey everybody, hey, Morgan SLV here. Hey, thanks for giving me a peek today. Today is 7/24/2010. Gold and silver, let's get that out of the way real quick. Gold 1186.40, silver 1811. So I want to throw out just a little bit of a warning. If you're going to invest in anything, my suggestion to you is study and study quite a bit. Okay, part of the allure to investing is obviously making money in the future, correct? Well, if you don't watch the trends, if you don't pay attention to, world events that are possibly going to govern whether or not you make money today, tomorrow, or in the future, you really need to, just invest some time in studying. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll change my name sometime to the person who's going to pester you about studying. But I just feel like, there was a saying when I used to work for a company called A.L. Williams. The saying was, the more prepared I am, the luckier I get. And so just be prepared, okay? It's just a little warning. The reason I'm saying that is this. I'm going to probably run about $100,000 through our little bullion shop here this month. And what I tell people is this. I always make them two promises. One is if you ever in a panic mode and you want to sell your silver or gold, please give me first call. It's the first thing I say. But the second thing I say is please do not rely solely on myself or anyone else for that matter to get all your information. You need to study it for yourself. Okay? Enough said. I want to go over a couple things that Peter Schiff has been saying recently, on YouTube. Schiff says there's most likely going to be some kind of a floor in this nominal stock prices because of all the inflation that the Fed is putting out. Okay, so in other words, I had a friend of mine come up to me and say, he goes, yeah, my 401k went up $6,000 this year, and I didn't put any money in it. What I wanted to say to him, without sounding crass or not happy for him, is that, well, actually what's happening is the dollar's crashing faster than the stock market, and so it appears to be going up in dollars. However, if you measure it in real things, it's not. Okay. Obviously, there's dips and bumps and all that. What I'm saying is that I'm talking about trends. He says, I wouldn't be as concerned about nominal prices as I would about real prices. Real prices meaning if you were to measure the Dow, in gold or wheat or oil or, actual other stuff, it's actually going down in value. He feels that the real value is going to plunge based on the horrific monetary policies. Now, so let's examine that for a second. Okay, and let's say, well, let's say you don't like Peter Schiff because of his family. I've had people, say they don't like his family. Well, here's the deal. Is he correct or not in the fact that our fiscal policies are horrible? They're deplorable, right? So, it really doesn't take somebody, with much over an 8th grade education to figure out, hey, man, wait a minute. So if you just keep printing money, where does all this end? I remember thinking that when I was a little kid. How can things keep going up? When will it stop? And what a weird thing to think for like a 5 and 6 and 7-year-old. I remember you go out and get a Pepsi or a Reese's cup, peanut butter cup, thinking, how high can these prices go? It was really, little kids, they think things and wow, here I'm revisiting what I was thinking then based on our monetary policy today. He feels like the value is going to plunge. You will see. You will see this if you measure these things in other in gold or, like I say, gold or anything else. You'll see that, and the reason is because the currency is getting debased. In other words, as the currency crashes, it appears that your stocks and portfolio is going up. When in reality, if you're only measuring in currency, you're in U.S. currency, you're having a problem. Gold's been in a bull market for about 10 years. The Dow has been in a bear market for relatively about the same period of time. So, it's just real. It's real important. Please don't. Here's what I'm concerned with. Here's what I warn a lot of the young people that I work with at work. I tell them, please do not just go out and get a job and make $75,000, $100,000 a year and think you're done. because you're going to be sadly mistaken, most likely, unless you pay attention to your own investing strategy. I mean, I don't have a problem with people. A lot of them want to be officers, and I'm friends. Most of my friends are cops, right? But what concerns me is they go to work. They get out of bed, go to work for 30 years, and at the end of the 30 years, they get to go to work again after they retire because their PERS account sucks, or they're taking away bennies. What I'm really interested in, I'm going to restate what Robert Kiyosaki said. I don't know if I've ever said this on one of these videos. His deal is this: if the average person is going to be obsolete in whatever they've studied in their 20s by their 30s, then you should be teaching your children to have enough financial knowledge that they're able to retire by the time they're 30. What a novel, cutting edge idea, because I didn't take life seriously till I was 21. That meant I would have 9 years to get a grip on what I was doing to be able to retire by the time I was 30, and I wish that I would have done that. So my deal is this: I'm shooting for retirement by about 55 at this time. Depending on what happens, what happens with my precious metals and how fast I get into my rental real estate. And like I say, that's my plan at this time, and it would take a lot to shake me off of that. And as I see things unfolding, I really don't know what my retirement is going to pay me. I got to be honest with you. I just know that I'm going to be a heck of a lot better off sitting there with 10 or 20 paid off properties as opposed to my neighbor who may not have any. My heart goes out to anybody that's not studying. I got to be honest with you. The dollar has been in a bear market since 1971. What happened in 1971? Let me think. 1971. Oh, I got a new bike. Nixon took us off the gold standard, right? Back then, in 1971, you could get 360 yen for the dollar, and now you can get 86. So, gee, I don't know. Is it going up or down, right? Not rocket science. The only thing worse than owning a dollar today is the promise of getting a dollar, say 30 years from now. Like if you own some kind of a government instrument that promises to pay you dollars in the future. So let me get this straight. They're killing the dollar today. They're debasing the dollar like no other today. But they're going to promise to pay you these dollars that they're beating up today 30 years from now. Do you really think that's going to work out? Peter Schiff says, in 30 years, the treasuries will have collapsed by then. We'll have something else going on, but you might as well wallpaper the walls with that. So once again, it's just, I really want to emphasize studying. As you guys know, I'm a pretty big fan of Silver Futurist. He is he's remarkable, and so I've been, like I say, he's reached teacher status in my little world, and just kind of what I would do if I were you guys is anybody that what I try to do is anybody that subscribes to my YouTube channel, I kind of check them out, and a lot of them I don't pay any attention to, but there's a few that I do, and some of them they're super sharp, and I'm so impressed with some of these guys out there. I really am. And as I learn more and more about this, I'll get better. And I just appreciate anybody's help on what's going on. Once again, please give Peter Schiff a quick peek-see how his campaign's going. If we get him in there and he's able to do what he says he wants to do, things could change, and we need somebody on our team. Anyway, study up. Mike Maloney, Robert Kiyosaki, Peter Schiff, Jason Hummel, okay, Silver Futurist, Da Vinci J15. Those are the people that influence my world at this time, and they're great people, man. They're just really great people, and I hope to God that I get to meet one or all of them. I've already met Peter Schiff, one-on-one on the telephone, and that was really cool. I mean, I can't tell you how cool he is on the phone. He's just a regular guy with a lot of knowledge. Morgan SLV out.